as adults, our minds race, and we've got to run kids here, we got to do this, we got to be places. We might not see things the way kids do.
That's right. Pulling up to a convenience store, would you notice clear glass compared to gobs of advertisements? Kids do. Their photos will be on display during One Voice.
And we've got a preview of that event and the related movement. David Brown is right here on the inside. David, good to see you. And David Sanders, the two Davids, sharp-dressed guys here this morning.
This could get
Thanks
confusing.
for stopping in.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Mr. Sanders, let's start with you this morning because you're a next graduate. Would you explain who makes up this group and I guess what's the mission of the group?
So Next is made up of high school students from different parts of the community, different backgrounds, some from South Omaha, West Omaha, North Omaha. And we all came together and we found a problem and saw that we all wanted to see the problem fixed. And so from there we started to unify and do training and teamwork to figure out how to fix the problem.
What was the problem? What, about 130 of you? Something like that in the group? I mean, it's a big group. It's not like a dozen of you are just getting
Right.
What did you identify the problem as, David?
Well, like the main problem was violence in our communities, but once you see violence, you ask like, why is it violence?
So like peeling back the layers in a way.
Right.
And then what did you find out about alcohol specifically?
Well, we found that alcohol plays a huge part in the reason why people do the things that they do. It's kind of unconsciously advertised in different communities, more or less West Omaha and North Omaha. You see the differences between communities and how they advertise different things, and we saw how alcohol plays a huge part in poverty and violence in different communities.
Talk to us about what's on the screen now, the top image and then the one on the bottom.
So the top image is an image from North Omaha. You can tell like they're advertising so many different types of alcohol, and it shows the different. And then the bottom picture is one from off of 156 in Blondo. That's kind of right next to where I live, and you can tell the difference between how they're both advertising alcohol. One you see very little, and the other you see.
That's all you see.
Too many to count, right?
Yeah. And as a group, how did you guys look at this and say, you know, this type of maybe subliminal messaging is having an impact on these different communities?
Right, and honestly, you don't notice it until you actually like hear somebody say it to you. So we've driven by both these gas stations a number of times and not even noticed that those signs were there until you really look at it and then you say, wow, like there's something we have to do. And that's what we're trying to do today.
Well, I think it's interesting, Mr. Brown, that it's kids and teens who are bringing this to everybody's attention. And One Voice, this event, you do it every year. The big idea here, how do you think it promotes change, whether it's what we're talking about now with this photo display or otherwise?
Well, the event started basically in 2012, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to start on mobilization. We wanted to get young people together to just show that we can unify on one particular cause. So we've always had an overarching theme of unity, and now when you look at this particular project with the Photo Voice Kit, we really wanted to just put the voice in the youth hands. We've been realizing that the youth can impact a larger scale of community than what sometimes adults can. So instead of us always trying to be the ones to put things together, they came up with a strategy, they came up with the plan, and then they executed the plan. And not only does this give them a voice, but it gives them the confidence to know that they can affect any problem that they see in the community that they don't want to exist.
Yeah, and this Photo Voice Kit, specifically the gallery, explain what that is and what people are going to see.
Particularly on this event, we're going to focus on a lot of different things, but in this particular gallery, people will be able to go around and look at different photos from all different parts of the community. We won't label them, so people will be able to draw their own conclusions because we don't want to force any particular thought down any person's mind, but we want people to be able to look at it and draw their own conclusions. But at the end, the whole focus of the rally is to allow people's voice to be heard throughout the community and then take some action moving forward. So that is the main thing that we want to do, is take some action.
In addition to that gallery, some activities as well. This is a whole event, not just to go walk around and look and think. So what are some of the activities, David?
So we're calling it a rally, and really what we want to do is we're going to have our partners from Slate Advertising have a community booth there, and what they're going to do is ask one question on how people can impact the community. So we did this last year, and we recorded different answers from a variety of different people, and what we're going going to do is have them state what they feel like they can change in the community booth, and then put those plans to action, and the young people will actually go through this plan and actually find more ways that we can impact the community. There'll be bounce houses, there'll be free food, there'll be live music, and we're going to have a mobile food pantry from our partners at Salvation Army as well.
Yeah, the Salvation Army, I know they're a good partner in all this, but what did you take away from last year when you got people to write down their one thought? I mean, did you get something, any type of tangible evidence of what people are thinking?
The one thing that continued to show up time and time again is that people want to be a part of the solution, and that's what we really want to try to focus on. You know, I talked about that the event started in 2012, but each year we've tried to make a step to say, okay, not only are we going to have a community rally and we're going to have a celebration, but what's the next step? And the next step for us is, these are pretty much a logic model. The young people are going to take these ideas and they're going to put this to action, to the streets. So what we really saw is that people want to be a part of the solution, and the perspective is that we understand that there is a problem, and one thing that we can do is better unify our city so that all parts of our city look great.
And that's why one is in caps, right? Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes.
We didn't get stuck on caps lock. there is a reason for that, because it's about all of us and being part of something positive and long-lasting. Davids, thank you. Have an awesome Saturday ahead.
Keep up the good work.
Thank
too.
you so much.
Final for us.